you get a dog that makes you look like a better handler than what you might really be. And that's definitely what Hunter was, for me. He loved being out in the marsh. He just knew, and anyone that's had a gun dog knows, when the dog gets excited, when either you grab that one piece of gear or they see you coming down the stairs if it's early in the morning and that you get up, they know something's up. They can just feel it. Last year, Hunter and I were here. We were staying at one of the boathouses. Saturday morning, we went out, had a good hunt. Get back to the boathouse Saturday night. Everyone's kind of just getting ready for bed and stuff, and Hunter kind of starts whining a little bit after he's laying down. So I took him outside. I had to carry him down the boathouse steps because he just had trouble with some of those steep steps, but I carried him down there, and this was maybe 1 in the morning or something like that. And we're just hanging out. I leaned up against, there was a big, I think it was an oak tree. There's a big oak tree on the side of the road there. And I sat up against that, and he came over by me and just petting him, and he was just hanging out. And we just hung out for probably a good 20 minutes, sitting down there, not really doing anything, but just, sitting together. So then took him back upstairs into the boathouse and put him back in the kennel. He went and laid down, and I climbed into my bed, which was right next to the kennel. And probably about 20-30 minutes later, he starts whining again. So then I checked to see if maybe he was hungry or wanted some water. Didn't want any of that. So every time I would pet him, he'd calm back down in the kennel and whatever. Happened again. So then I grabbed my pillow and my sleeping bag, and I laid down on the floor next to him, just kind of, he just seemed to calm down when I was petting him. So I'm like, okay. So I laid down and scratched his head, rubbed his ear a little bit, and he starts, he just lays his head back down, falls asleep. This happened like two more times every 20 minutes. He'd wake up and do it, and as soon as I'd put my hand on him and start rubbing him, he'd doze off. And then one time he started whining again, and so I said, "It's okay, buddy," and I reached in and started rubbing his ear again, and then he took his head and he poked it outside his kennel, and he laid his head on my pillow. We're like, if this was his nose, we were right here. I could feel him breathing on me, and it was it was fine. I don't know, some people might not like that or whatever, but it was just good. That's just how our relationship was. And then he fell asleep, and then I fell asleep, and I woke up sorry. I woke up 45 minutes later, and I went to move a little bit, and he was gone. He had passed away, and right here, right next to me. And that was hard. He was my best friend, He got me through a lot of stuff, struggling with PTSD and stuff like that. And he was always there by the back door, when I'd come home at night or whatever from work or whatever, empty house, but there he was. And it all just I was shocked at first. I woke all the guys up because I was like, oh shit. I couldn't believe it, and he was just gone. He was fine. That night, day before, no signs of being sick or anything. And he was just gone. My brothers that were in the boathouse with me, they helped take care of some stuff for me, and I'm like, I gotta go home. So I carried him down to my truck, put him in the back seat, and I drove home at 3 in the morning. That was a long ride home. it took some time before I could hunt again. It took a couple months actually. And then in the process of that, some of the guys down here had, I didn't know it, but they had nominated me for a kennel that was looking to give away a dog to a veteran. And about a month after Hunter had passed away, they had told me that, hey, we submitted your name for this, you know, and I was at that point, I was ready. I knew, I'm like, all right, I'm definitely gonna want another dog, you know, and it was just right for me. I was ready to do that, and some people, it takes a while, and some people are ready, you know, even sooner. So it's, you know, and I get that. My name got drawn for this dog, and I was in contact with the owner, and I drove down to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and picked up my new pup. His name's Chip. It was about a weekend or two after I got him, I decided that I was ready to go back out and hunt. I didn't bring him, but I just needed to do it. And I went out by myself to a field. There was a snowstorm coming in, and a couple geese came in, and I shot 3 geese, and one of them had a band on it. And the cool thing about this was my very first goose band that I ever shot was the very first hunt that I took Hunter with. He was probably about a year, just over a year old. Him and I went on a goose hunt together, and that was our first time hunting together. And that was my first band, and that was his first retrieve, was a goose. So it was really, really special the first time that I went out after losing him, that I got my second band ever. And I joke with my kids and friends. I say, yeah, I think Hunter is up there talking to the big man, said, hey, send him one with some jewelry. So that was really cool. And then now here this evening, actually, I'm gonna be spreading some of Hunter's ashes out on the marsh. This place was a home for him, and I think most of the people that had been here, you know, frequently, they recognized him and knew him. I know some guys had their first birds actually retrieved by him out on this marsh, and he loved being here. All the dogs do. Like it's just a great place for dogs and for you know, vets. And I decided I wanted to spread his ashes out here. It's like a new chapter for me this weekend. I got my new pup, Chip, and he made his first retrieve out on the marsh this morning, actually. It was just cool watching him do that. Made me think about Hunter. It's just one more thing that makes this event, like, it's in here. Like it's not going anywhere for me and for other guys. Like, everybody's got their first stories of something out here, or just a story that comes from this place that you can't recreate and you can't fabricate somewhere else. It's here, and that's why guys come back, and that's why other guys tell other guys, hey, you need to come to this. To be able to watch my new dog, watch it click for him on the same day that I'm, you know, turning a chapter with my previous dog, like all of that in one day, like I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Like there's just so much in that. That's gonna be forever here on the Horicon Marsh. My last dog and my current dog right here on this marsh. I can't think of a better way for it to go down.